Good morning. On behalf of the Student Council and the Peer Leadership Council, I would like to welcome you to the 2021 Elgin Park Virtual Career Webinar. Today, I'm speaking on the shared traditional and unceded territory of the Katsi, Semiahmoo, and other Coast Salish peoples. To begin, my name is Ruth, and I'll be your session coordinator for today. We also have our wonderful PLC and Suco volunteers here as chat moderators and note takers. So please join me in virtually welcoming Miss Lee.
Thank you. May I start my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good morning, everybody. And my name is Wei Lee, and my daughter study at the Elgin Park Elementary in grade 10. And fortunately, having me here to talk about my career and my past education. Hopefully the information I provide here interests to you, and feel free to ask me questions. BC, the forestry, as everybody know, if you go outdoor camping, is the largest resources in our province. The forest product industry remains the #1 manufacturing in BC, even though for the last decade, the high technology and tourists growing a lot, contributing economy, but forest industry remain to contribute to the community forest, and then to help the employment in the BC economy sector. A little bit about myself. Like Ruth said, I'm currently working as independent consultant in the forest product sector. For my own company, We Reach Marketing and Consulting. I'm also an editor for Journal of Wood Science and Technology. I used to work with UBC wood engineer and applied mechanics as a research associate. Prior to that, I was a faculty at BCIT School of Construction in wood science and applied technology. And early on in my early career, I was research science in China as a National Research Institute of Wood Industry. So I attended PhD program in UBC in wood engineer sector, and I obtained my Master of Science degree in forest products and minor in statistics from Louisiana State University. And prior to that, I started my education in the university in wood science and from Beijing Forestry University. So what does it look like working as a consultant? So that's where I'm now, but it's a long way to be a consultant as me to accumulate all the knowledge, skills, and experience. And always I work with wood. As the major, the #1 manufacturing of BC, forest products contribute a great deal in the economy, and the overseas market is the majority of our market. This is the project I used to work exporting BC hemlock and fir to China, and then they produce cross-laminated lumber. And BC wood export to China peaked in 2011 and continued growing. China became the second largest market for BC softwood lumber export. And even during the pandemic, the export declined for a certain period of time, but regained from the second quarter of last year and continue growing. So as a consultant, I'm mostly promoting BC wood species to the China market and also providing technical support for my clients. So how was the research scientist works? I worked as a scientist for a number of years before I became an independent consultant to gaining my more flexibility in the work schedules. So wood is always the things I look at every day. So think about daily routine. I don't have like office routine type of work. It's more self-organized and looking for the things I'm interested in, and also finding the solution for industry or technical side. So such as doing the measuring physical and mechanical property of the wood and finding, the piece of wood have a warp, what I'm going to do to improve the quality of that products. So occasionally, I have to go into the industry of forestry, talk to the industry people and ask them what they are facing the challenge during the production. And then we're trying different things to manufacture wood products. And this picture show you a flake board I did in the lab to recycle certain resources. And then as a researcher, so I have to write reports and make publications and take the research a further step to application. As one of the major industry, as I mentioned earlier, forestry, the career in forestry actually is quite huge and also amazingly involve a big variety of the job titles. And when I first start, I start with a degree. But when I work at here, and I found out there's so many options you can think of, and then start, if you build your hard skill, like you interest in the math or science, and then you build up your foundation knowledge, and then later you can get certain certificate. Actually, I work with the forklift operator a lot when I do a kiln drying project. And this is very important person in our research team. And for the people, very hands-on, you can think about the apprentice program. When I worked at the BCIT, it was amazing how those programs in the waiting list for more than 2 years, you can get into the carpentry or joinery or other mechanic and type of apprenticeship program. And then soon the first year in the coursework and the second year do the co-op, and they pretty much already working and making money. And then when the people are really serious about going to this industry, you might want to get a certificate or diploma, and then going to a more academic part. And then the degree is certainly going another level. So talk about in the province, the UBC is a #1 to providing the education for wood product processing. And then the student going there have a 4-year degree in the Bachelor of Science, and then starting the knowledge in the forestry, biology or wood science. And then also they do the co-op program during the 3rd year, I believe. And then you can also work with industry. And then if you really want to go higher, there are master degree of science. And of course, there are PhD program. So you can think about if you want to teaching or more research. So BCIT provide a lot of opportunity to do the hands-on job and to get apprentice, and then to get a diploma or just a program you can have some knowledge and then think about which part you want to work on, or technical or more building side or joinery, or even you think about do some recreation, make some arts, and you can use a machine, make your own piece of furniture or piece of wood. And then also look at some other programs in the province. This is the Vancouver Island University. They offer 2-year diploma program. And then after the first year, if you think about joining the UBC for higher education, they provide the link for that. So it's looked like far away for high school, but think about your career, and then now you can accumulate your interest. Think about what you want to do or what you can do and build up your skills. I would just always saying, keep trying, exploring, never set a limit. You'll find your passion. This is not only for wood sector, for all the sector. And here's your success ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very informative. So now we'll be taking,
Start the
yeah, we'll be taking Q&A.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. There's one that from I think that is Ruth. Are there any differences
Okay.
between the wood market in China and in Canada?
Yes, actually, I found a lot, especially when I first started here 20 years ago. China was not a big forestry country, but it's the biggest consumer of the wood products. So when I was there, we mostly research or manufacture mostly focus on the application or using wood as the interior material like furnishing furniture type of products. And then when I first came here, and I say, wow, that's called forestry. And here the forestry or wood sector is more focused on building heavy timber structure. And then my research and also the work shifting to, how to utilize the BC species to in the timber market or for light frame housing. And gradually for last 10 years, there are changes in China. People adapting for the more environmental friendly housing. So there are more single frame house built in China, and the BC wood and also the Canada Wood Industry Council, the Wood Council, also have built a big team promoting Canada wood, and BC have our own council to promote the BC species in the China market.
Okay, so one I guess is like more manufacturing, and the other one is like consuming.
Yes.
Okay. You talked about on one of your slides, you showed a bunch of different career paths in the wood industry. So really like there's a lot for everybody. So as high school students, we're trying to figure out which path we should go in life. And Olivia asked, sorry, I'm just gonna try to find the question. Can you share some, okay, so Olivia asked on specifically the diagrams about the different pathways from, could you share some of your slides with us specifically from
Sure.
diagrams about the different pathways from the core grade 11 courses? So just to relate it to, I think, high school paths and what people can go into.
Yeah, I found this, the career wheel are really helpful. it's integrating a great deal of how manufacturing can involve so many different majors and so many skilled people, and to contribute to have this one industry growing and contributing to the economy. And starting in the middle is a core courses offered mostly in grade 11 and 12. I would say you can see the building foundation knowledge, maybe the math or some basic science. But the interesting I found here, it's different from where when I grew up in China, it's very empirical course setting. When my daughter Paula taking the course of woodwork, I was amazed how much she can use the machine to make the piece of the cutting board or salad bowl. And then I say, oh, some of those things I never touched until going to the graduate school, because we don't have those facility, and then it's different setting of the education. I found here is phenomenon, and you guys should really take advantage of Elgin's facility, like the woodworks or even the metalworks, because manufacturing it's involved a lot of machine. Yeah, so you think about, oh, I'm doing mechanics, but where are you going to do it? You can do it for the car dealership, workshop, or you can do the wood factor, or even forestry site. They need a machine. So if you look at this wheel, yeah, if you're interested, I'll get the link sent to you and then share with everybody.
Oh,
And-
sure. If you could just send it in chat. I think
Yeah, okay.
a lot of us would appreciate that.
And this is, well, lots of things. If in the school, like Ruth already said, there's some grade 8 or grade 9. So then if you can thinking about taking the business course, let me see, business or what else, the computer or hands-on, the life skill, it's all work for that. And even I talk about the most important in our research team was the forklift operator, because when we do a load of kiln drying, and nobody can put those 10 feet lumber in that kiln, but only that forklift operator. And he helped us, he contributed a lot of idea how orientate the lumber in the kiln. And then it's just a big variety of knowledge and skills can work together and make that industry works.
We're
That's a great
definitely
question.
very
Yeah.
fortunate. Yeah. So because you're talking about like taking these courses to prepare, right? If you're interested in going into this field. So Rachel asked, is it too late to start in this industry after high school? Do you already have to know that you're interested in high school to pursue these?
That's a great question, because I wish I had this opportunity to talk about when I was in high school. I never thought about going to this industry until I go into university. And I don't think it's late, never late to do anything, because the majority, the foundation coursework you're going to take in the high school. And I would always say, you exploring, you don't want fix right now. You say, I'm going to the wood industry or forest sector. You might want to try a bit, especially Elgin has so much resources you can use. Taking the woodwork, for a quarter or for a semester next year, and then what it looks like to work with this type of material. And then how using a machine, or do you really hands-on, or you want focus on more academic. And then just give a different try, and then but it's never late.
Well, kind of extending on that topic, Olivia asks again, do you have tips for anyone unsure of what professions they want to pursue?
Um, I'm not sure it's a tip. Good question. It's always, yeah. For myself, I just try different things,
Mhm,
trying and then see which one is work best for myself.
mhm,
And for you guys are still in the high school, you have a lot of time, and then use the resources and talk to your teacher and the courses you're taking. If you're not sure why I'm learning this, or is there anything I can apply, I think that I would like start from there. Think about your learning and how you apply for your life or for your future career. And you make a connection, and then, yeah, and then you'll find out yourself, I'm sure.
I think those are some really great tips to like really not be scared of putting yourself out there and trying
Yeah,
a
just
bunch of
don't be
different things.
scared. Yeah, don't be scared. Even you try, you didn't like it, nothing, you're gonna lose, and you only gain your experience. And like these wheels, you can see a lot of the skill or knowledge can shareable with any other industry.
Mhm,
So nothing you can lose, I would say. Yeah, just keep on going, trying, and then you'll have fun. The one thing I want to share along my path, because I switched geometry location from China. I went US for my graduate school and then come here. And I found the fun part is I get to know different people, and also along the way I learned the different thing I never thought in the school I can take in the course, but I tried it and I enjoyed it.
Okay. Um, Actually jumping a pretty big gap away from what we're talking about here. Lee Hung asked, how much does BCIT program cost? I believe that, they may be interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I can't give you a figure right now. I can look that up for sure. And when I worked there, it just is highly demanding for the carpentry, joinery, and even the piping mechanics. It's all 2-year waiting list. If you consider, really have to look up their website. And then the carpentry, joinery, they all find the job before they graduate. That's what I know. Yeah, because the program was built for the foundation knowledge and the skill. They have a huge workshop, just like the Elgin workshop, just like 10 times larger. And then they
Wow.
work there, and a lot of the material and donate from industry. And some joinery project, I believe they can go back to industry, sell it. So the industry people coming to look at the student, and then the second year they start the co-op. So they find their, at least the apprentice position, and before they graduate. And then if you really like it, just go for it.
So definitely a great program to like
Yeah,
jump into your career right away.
yeah.
Um, so in one of your slides, you mentioned that you work from home or you don't have an office setting or you work independently.
Uh,
So,
right now I work at home as independent. That's
mm,
because the the life challenges, start family, and this won't allow me to work at office, from 9 to 5 or 6.
yeah,
Because the research work are really demanding. When I work as a scientist researcher, there are not much hour I can count it on, like 40 hour per week or something. It's mostly I need to generate idea with the team, and then write proposal and start working on organize the material, and then do some testing or going to the industry. So it's more full time and completely devoted. But after starting my family, I stay there for a few years. I found it's really hard, especially when the kids are growing. So, and then the friends and also the connection I built before and make the sense, and then say, oh, you can work on the project base, right? And then you don't have to go into certain space, and also work with others, and we can figure out the schedule. So that's why, yeah, I choose right now being the independent consultant. It's just work best for my lifestyle right now.
Okay, so you can definitely like switch a career to better fit or like have a better work-life balance if you want to.
Mhm.
Okay. We have time for one last question, and Ruth asks, what do you think wood industry will be like in 20 years?
Good question. That's a great question. Because when I work in the industry, I had a doubt, it's not high tech, or it wasn't like environmentally sounding friendly. But the more I work in this industry, I found it is environment friendly because the wood resources are renewable. That's why most of the school, they changed their name from forestry called renewable resources. They changed their forest program called renewable resources or sustainable resources program management. And then for the wood sector, we use this material, especially over concrete steel, because it's natural, it's sustainable. And then I work with the silviculture forester together. We made a plantation, and then as a wood scientist, I contribute. So what the parts of the wood are the best we can use, and then what's the plantation you can make and to produce the best wood we can use, and also manage the time for harvesting or replanting. So it is more sustainable industry. I would say it will not fading. It will not like substitute with all concrete steel. It's always find this its position in this world.
So as sustainability becomes like more and more important in our world because climate change and stuff like
Right,
that.
climate change. And also the people, I later find, people are naturally keen to the natural, the material. So when I was young, I was fantasy about the new material or new design. But gradually, from my friend or surrounding all the clans, I found people will back to the natural material. And it's like a magnet will draw you to them. It's a natural beauty or natural, the green color, or even the smell of cedars will make you like it.
Yeah, definitely like something about wood, like tables and cutting boards even. They feel
Right.
really special. I think that is the end of our Q&A session. Thank you so much. Gave us a lot of insight and tips overall into like how to know if you're right for this career, and definitely helps out high school students like us.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, I'll be passing it over to Ruth.
And I'll put the link.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you can find information, and then BCIT, I believe they also have their information.
This is actually like very, very relatable to us because you touch on a lot of things that we can apply to right now. So it's a great presentation, and I would just like to once again thank Ms. Lee for volunteering her time to join us today and to share her story about the wood industry both in China and in Canada. And if you enjoyed this event, please check out our Instagram EPS Stuco and EPS_PLC_ for more events in the future. And lastly, a big thank you to everyone who joined us today, and we hope you learn more about your interests. And to our teachers and volunteers who made this possible, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And that's it for this session. Have a nice day, and you are free to log out now.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Have a good day,
Thank
everyone.
you.